Hey buddy, Crow here, and as you can tell, I've already got the AtGames Legends Pinball all set up and working here, and that's what this video is going to be about. But I've already filmed a whole lot of footage, including me, getting it kind of, not necessarily putting it together. It's not really an unboxing, but rather I would take out my phone and film things as I was going through them. And then I had set up, the phone on a tripod and tried to film things. So I've got a whole lot of footage to get through at this moment. But I thought I'd just kind of put this intro out there to let you know that what this video is going to be. It's going to be just me kind of going along and figuring things out as I'm, learning about it. Because I did get this in the mail. Came in 2 packages yesterday. Came on 2 separate FedEx trucks. I got the bottom part first. Put that together, and almost as soon as I put it together, I got the second part, and then I just started kind of filming things until until I had to stop yesterday, and I continued on today, and I think I've got as much as I'm gonna do. So yeah, so just to give you a heads up what you're gonna see here. And I will have timestamps in the video if you want to skip around. I have no idea how long this video is gonna be, but if you do like it, just, I just ask that you do give the video a thumbs up, and we will move on to the first footage that I filmed and kind of go along. And I'll be back at the end for a summary. You might notice that this is box 1 of 2. I don't have the second box yet. This box, okay, here's the thing. I was given the ability to buy this like a couple days ago, like March 30th. And I was like, oh, finally I could buy it. And I've just had the money sitting there just waiting to buy it. And I thought after I bought it, I would take between 1, 2, 3 weeks before I'd actually get it. No, it was like 2 days later. Like the next day it was shipped. And like the day after that, which is 2 days after that, I actually have it. So shipping was only like 2-3 days. On this box. I still have the other box. There's 2 boxes, and they came in 2 totally different shipments. I guess they went to 2 totally different facilities, but I should still be getting that box today too. But I figure I'd start this video off, just so I could start unboxing it. Now, I'm not planning on filming the unboxing or anything, but after I get it built, I will kind of figure out what I'll do from there, and I'll kind of describe how easy it was to build or whatnot. Before we do that, let's take a look at the box here. Let's see, can I turn this sideways? Without, I guess I could have done that in editing too. But AtGames Legends Pinball, 32-inch LCD playfield, 15.6-inch LCD backlash. See, that part I'm wondering if that's going to be easy to replace with a bigger screen or not, but we'll see. 8-bit precision plunger, accelerometers for authentic nudge, haptic feedback for real feel, stunning 1080p visuals, smooth 60 frame per second gameplay and responsiveness, online connectivity, 22 built-in tables with more to add and play. And this is one of the reasons why I was really drawn to this. It was the expandability. That's something you don't really seem to get with the Arcade 1-Up pinball machines, which are stuck with 10 tables. But knowing that I could actually add practically almost all Zaccaria pinballs to this as well is one of the reasons I really wanted this. All right, I took the contents of that box 1 out and I kind of put it together. It's very easy. All it was basically the unit itself and the legs. So just had to pop the legs on and that's about it. I guess we could take this film off, making a lot more noise than I thought. There we go. So yeah, I'm not going to be able, I don't think I'll turn this on, even if I'm able to. Look at the glare from the light up above. Yeah, the basement here is not particularly great for lighting, and I'm always fighting with it. But I thought I'd just kind of film a little bit to give you an idea of the side art and everything. Oh, it's really solid and everything. Yeah, this thing weighs, it's obviously less than like a regular pinball machine there. It's obviously smaller. But at the same time, it doesn't exactly feel like a toy either. Like, that's not bad at all. We've got the buttons on the front. It's got the on-off switch on the bottom, which I'm not going to bother. But yeah, it's just a regular on-off switch. Just to give you a look at some of the art, because once I get this together, I've got a spot there that I'm going to slide it into. You probably won't be able to see the art on this side. Also, came with a key here, but I'm just going to kind of show you. You've got the HDMI USB, looks like a channel selector. Again, look, there's volume up and volume down way back there. You've got the hole where we'll mount the, we can put the cables through. But also on the back here, which we won't be able to get to, we've got a, this is where it plugs in. And also Ethernet plug. Now, I don't know if this has Wi-Fi or not. I hope it does, because I don't want to have to run a an Ethernet cable here for the internet access. But let's pop open this key. Kind of pop in what's behind here, and yeah, it's just a panel that comes off, but it's solid. So yeah, this was the manual, and just, you know, nice full color manual, which is not something I expected. Usually it's like these paper thin, you know, black and white only, but here we get some nice color manual here. Quick start guide, how to update firmware, how to sign in with your ArcadeNet account, the game list. But yeah, I'm still waiting for that second package. All right, so just as I was taking that giant box 1 outside, the FedEx truck pulls up and gives me box number 2 so I can continue building this thing. All right, so I got the headpiece on. Very simple. It was literally the only thing that was in that box was just the headpiece. All the hardware and everything was in the original box, box number 1. So that's why that second box is a lot smaller and a lot lighter. I wonder what was the reason for, like, just to make sure this didn't get damaged, I guess. I don't know. Because that box, first box was like, it was like 100 pounds almost. And the second box, this thing was weighed in at like 15 pounds. So, yeah, there's quite a bit of weight to this thing. You can see this thing. I've mounted it and it kind of wobbles back and forth. But honestly, I'm not going to really be moving this thing that much after it's in place. And this is really stuck on there. I thought it would just be pull and peel, but I guess it is, but it's really on there. There we go. Okay, come on. There you go. It's a pleasant noise. There you go. So, so yeah, there it is. Now, the thing I wanted to show in the back, I already took the back off. I just kind of wanted to show how this was assembled. 4 screws, basically, with, oh, you know what? I need a light. There we go. 4 screws. And these look like they're just screws and wing nuts. But basically, the wing nuts are part of the screws, and it just kind of machine screws right into the bottom piece there. There's nothing on the opposite side. And those are the 4 being held in place. And the 2 cables that connect up to this part are just this one, which is a simple plug, and this slightly a little bit more complicated ribbon cable. So if there's an issue with the monitor when I do plug it in, that's going to be the issue. So what I think I might do, I'll put the backs on. I'll kind of slide this into place, plug it in. I might have to get back behind here if I need to plug in the Ethernet, if there is no Wi-Fi in there. But yeah, I'll set up the camera and I'll kind of film it being booted up for the first time. All right, before I set up the tripod and put it so you can kind of see the screen, I thought it'd be interesting to show, after I slid this into place, the size comparison to this 2013 Stern Star Trek. As you can see, the Stern Star Trek literally dwarfs the AtGames Legends Pinball. And as far as I understand, this is like even a little bit bigger than an arcade 1-up. But I just thought the size comparison was pretty funny. While we're comparing, oh, the legs are almost the same size as the Stern Star Trek, but obviously it doesn't come up as high. So when I'm standing over it, I am going to be hunched over it a little bit more. Maybe I can use that stool over there. We'll see how that works out. I can even make that stool lower too, if need be. But the one thing I wanted to mention is these buttons. I was kind of clicking them earlier, and they're very clearly micro switches. And that's something that is not used in a real pinball machine. A real pinball machine will more than likely use a leaf switch. I've got the camera set up and you can see both screens. So let's pop this on. I really have no idea how this is going to look on the camera. And literally this is the first time turning it on. Oh, the back lights up. Which when I was looking at there, I didn't see a bulb there, but I guess I was wrong. So there we go. Legends Pinball on both screens even. Let me turn out the lights because maybe it'll look better. All right, I turned off some lights. I'm still getting glare from anywhere. I mean, it is the middle of the day, so there is some sunlight coming in there. I even turned off my... oh, you know what that glare's come from? That's from the Legends Pinball up top. That's where that glare's coming from. So that, and the monitor itself. That's on the camera, though. I'm not... I do kind of see that on here as I'm doing that, but I'm sure I can, like, block that out if I really wanted to. And honestly, I was worried about the buttons up here, but it's very easy to... Whoa, I'm hitting buttons. Okay, yeah, let's turn the volume. The volume's at max right now, so it's not too difficult to lean over and do all that. And I was hitting the buttons on the front there, which I don't know what they do. Okay, so that's the start and select. How do I go back? Rewind is back. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know how much of this you'll see, but I want to go into the settings up here. And settings. Oh, it does have Wi-Fi. Perfect. I don't need to run a cable to it. So let me set up the Wi-Fi. Success. Cool. Okay. But let's just take a look at the options here. Wi-Fi, which I did. Sign in. Man, I think that's the next thing I need to do. Please go to the ArcadeNet website to register an account. I need to do that. Okay. I think I can log in now. Success! We've logged in. We've created and logged in. Yeah, there's just like a ton of settings here. I don't even know what this is. Is this version checking? New version available. Okay, let's download it. All right, while I was in the middle of downloading that firmware upgrade, I kind of repositioned the camera, so I don't know how this is going to look or sound. It may look better for you. While this is updating, I got to say that the stool is like almost perfect at the height, and it's very comfortable to sit at this machine, even if I am waiting for the firmware to upgrade. Health check, just out of curiosity. Oh, look at that. Run all tests. There we go. Up, down, left, right. Flipper, side nudge. Okay. Oh, cool. Okay, so the flipper buttons that I thought were, and the nudge, there's nudge buttons, but you could also nudge it, I believe. Rewind, start home. Okay, all the buttons work. Home and nudge. Okay, accelerometer test. So there's like a comprehensive test. Look at this.
This is my voice on the left. This is my voice on the right. This is my voice on the right-hand side.
I don't know why. Man, there's 3 pages of settings here. Live streaming. Live streaming? So there's a way to stream directly to YouTube. Wow. Oh, but it's pinball settings. Display mode, cabinet. What are the other options? Classic, cabinet. Okay. Flipper mode combined. Flippers inverted. Full best fit. I don't like it stretched. I'm going to pick best fit. I'm going to have to watch videos on how to do some of this stuff because there's just so many options here. Let's actually try and play something. Okay, and let's try Big Shot to start out with. Big Shot I really like. Loading, and there's Big Shot. Nice. Well, I don't know how well that's going to looking on the camera. It looks really washed out. Let me see if I can adjust that a bit. There we go. That's a little bit better. Oh, yeah. Now all of a sudden it's a little too low. So while I hold the ball, I'm going to hit the volume up a bit. I do like the back box not stretched out. Because every other person I've seen that has played this has had their back box stretched. And I particularly did not like that. Okay, no shaking. What about, yeah, if I like hit the table, it does move too. So you have the option of hitting the buttons to nudge or hitting the table. So that's pretty cool. And you know what? I was a little bit worried about the back, the TV, the monitor in the back being too small. But honestly, yeah, it could be bigger. But seeing it not stretched out like everybody else, it defaulted to a stretched image. And I thought that looked terrible. But having it not stretched is really nice, even if it is a bit small. It does feel like the haptics for the flippers are late. It's a little bit off, I feel. Because it happens like after I hit the button instead of during. So, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but it doesn't feel quite right, the haptics. But the response on the flippers themselves are kind of bang on. Oh, you can save the scores here too? Well, that's interesting. Oh, let's play some Cactus Jack. That's a good one.
Welcome to Cactus Jack. It's party time.
Nice. But yeah, the screen does look really good. But again, this is definitely Pinball Arcade, which is not the greatest, especially when compared to Zaccaria or Pinball Effects. I'm gonna play one more, and I'm gonna try something different. Oh, Pistol Poker. Let's do Lights, Camera, Action, because that one actually uses the back box for some animations. And again, it looks so much better not stretched out. I don't know why it would default it to being stretched out.
Lights, camera, action. Roll 'em.
There we go.
Ready, set, roll.
Countdown bonus. So yeah, this one uses the back box, and that's pretty cool that it doesn't have to like change angles so you can see that back box. Let's try something a little bit different. We do have ArcadeNet. We did sign up for it, so it seems like, oh, Garou, Mark of the Wolves? Really? Galamedes? Birdie Try? Guerrilla War? Panic? Whatever? I'm curious. This is going to be 720p 30 frames a second because I'm not paying for this. So, but I'm just curious. It probably just downloads it as it server is starting up. I don't know if this is streaming or what, or if it's downloading and then playing. But
those blinded by ambition, those consumed with
Nice.
vengeance.
I like how am I supposed to play this on pinball controls? Oh, the flipper buttons are not doing anything. I have to use the front buttons to punch and kick. Screaming time for arcade games. So it seems like I'm limited on time as to how much I could. It could be like a demo, but yeah, look at this. You get a nice big. I'm not even going to. Oh, you know, this might be more playable. Maybe not. Oh yeah, you've got to rotate around. Yeah. Oh, look at this. The right flipper is to rotate one way, and the rewind button is to rotate the other way. Wow. And like, it's literally impossible to play with this. And on X, again, this is a lot of stuff that requires research on my part. I want to actually go in. I have a special link to buy these tables. So I'm going to figure this out, because I'm definitely going to buy. That was the one reason I bought. But yeah, I'm going to try and figure out this... the Zaccaria Pinball, because I really want the Zaccaria Pinball stuff on here. Okay, so what's interesting is the process of installing more things. You can't install it directly into the device. You have to have a USB properly formatted with the device itself. I went ahead and I bought the Zaccaria table bundles 1 through 4. I got a special price for them way back, I think in February, where I reserved it for like $20 or something like that. And I got all like 100 tables for $100. So it's like $1 a table, which in my mind is pretty damn good. So I just had to go pay the rest of the $80. They gave me a code, but what I had to do is I had to go format the USB drive onto the device itself and then mount it, and then go to something called ArcadeNet X or something like that. I don't quite remember. But then I had to click the home button to enter in the code on this device itself. And then I linked it to my own account. So I guess if I get like another Legends product, AtGames Legends product, I'm guessing since it's tied to my account, I could use it on that device as well. But yeah, otherwise it gives you the option to tie it directly to the device, which then you wouldn't be able to use it on anything other than that device, which doesn't seem like the right way to go about it. So we're just waiting for it to download and install on the USB, and presumably I just have to have that USB always plugged in if I want to play any of these Zaccaria tables. Alright, that actually took a while, and the reason was because I think the flash drive that I used, initially I tried to mount to this thing, was way too big, and it just was not really having it, and the install kind of like froze halfway through, and so I found a smaller so I think I was using 128 gigabyte, and I don't think that was recommended, so I kind of pared it down to found a 32 gigabyte one, and everything worked a lot faster. So now I should have Okay, I should have Zaccaria table volume 1 through 4 installed. Oh, by the way, with the ArcadeNet, I found out if I do, I can switch it to pinball. Oh, well, here it is. Okay. If I switch it to pinball, then I have these pinball tables I can stream. But I think I'm limited on hours. I'm starting to kind of figure this out. So, like the arcade games, since I was playing those, I guess I'm limited to 2 hours. And then for streaming cloud pinball, and it didn't seem to work as well. Like the second monitor wasn't supported, so I'm not really going to mess with that too much more. But back at tables here, I could see that... Look at now I have 11 pages of pinball tables here. We've got Circus 2017, which is the remake, Circus Retro. But home, filter bar, channel. Like there's got to be a way to filter this better. Channel, Farsight Studios, and Magic Pixel. So, yeah, if we wanted to just see... Farsight Studios, if we want to just see the original 22, we can filter on that. Otherwise, we can filter on Magic Pixel, which is what I want to do. So, what I don't like, though, is everything's kind of blended in together. I guess that's kind of okay if you know what you want to play. But, you know what would be interesting? Let's see what time machine we got. It's funny, because I was playing these earlier today during the stream. So, there's the original time machine. Let's try that out. And the reason I'm picking this one first is because this was the first pinball machine, actual real pinball machine I actually got. So I guess we can only play these with USB installed. Let's check it out. Might turn the volume up a bit.
Time machine.
Oh, I see that the volume display is not there anymore. But I wonder if these are going to play better. Here we go. Oh, now we get the volume. And I see that the volume is different. Settings. I'm wondering if we have like the same... Oops, I always hit the wrong button. Select. What's counterintuitive is that when you're actually in the game, the buttons kind of change. Master volume, but... Oh, look at this. Toggle buttons. Toggle haptics. Wow, there's so many options, and that's one of the reasons why. Home button back. No. Home is back. Oh, see, all the buttons kind of switch around. But let's take a look here. We're gonna play. Oh man, the haptics already feel a lot better in the Zaccaria tables. Oh, this feels so much better than... This is worth it. The Zaccaria tables are way better. I can say that, no doubt. This is definitely worth it. And I'm only playing this one. Playing the original machine and playing this is almost surreal. There's definitely a what's the right term I want to use, where it's like realistic but something's off. Let's try the deluxe tables aren't in here. Oh, I know exactly which one to try. Devil Riders 2019. Oh, time of day? We do have that option. I didn't catch that. Afternoon? Look at, they put the time of day in here. Is there thunderstorm? No, just morning, afternoon, and night. But yeah, even the back box changes. I didn't even catch that at first, but wow. Nice. Get ready. Is this it? Loud? It is. I could probably go into the menu and make it louder too, but... This is fantastic. Don't move! And the haptics are bang on this. Yeehaw! The Zaccaria tables are really putting the ones done by Farsight Studio to shame on this thing. It is fantastic.
A new adventure awaits. Look out!
Ball save.
Look out! Lock is lit.
Let's try a EM table. Oh, does it give us our choice of how many balls we get to use? 3 balls per game, it says. So I think we're stuck with 3 balls. I just realized. Normally, we would be able to have a whole bunch of options, at least like on the console and Steam versions before we play. But here it looks like we may be limited to just time of day. But the haptics, oh man, they feel so good here. Every time it hits like a drop target, you can feel it. And it's dead on. The timing is dead on. For some reason, and you know, they don't really go off as strong as they do with the Farsight tables that were pre-built into it. Oh, look at this. There's more options here I didn't even see. We could invert the flippers. Toggle Pro button modes. What the hell is that even? Top, side, default. Okay, so that you could choose which set of buttons you want to use. I mean, I'm like, nothing's working. I'm hitting the wrong button. You can invert the flippers if you want. Oh, see, you could even look on the fly here which ones you want. So invert, like full, best fit, which is what I normally have it set at, and stretch. Look how terrible that looks stretched. I assume you could see that. But yeah, best fit is default. So yeah, really nice what they did here. Cabinet, classic. Oh, that classic is what it would look like on the PC, I guess. Huh. I don't know why you wouldn't want it in the cabinet mode. And time of day, you could cycle that here too. Morning, afternoon, night. I think we only get the... Oh, here we go. Toggle haptics. You can make it like very low. That feels just right. Okay, let's try Central Park. So, menu. Ah, okay. So, yeah, there is a lot of table guide, introduction. So, yeah, it looks like we have our table guide back from Pinball Arcade. For some reason, it's stretched. Going back, table history, table flyer. I don't know if there's a way to zoom in on that or not, but it's there. Settings. So what settings do we have here? Okay, so it's pretty much the same settings. And we could toggle backbox style. Yeah, look at that. Look how terrible that looks stretched. And that's default. Best fit. Haptic strength is very low. It's so loud. The haptics, like, yeah, I don't see how this is very low. It is strong. Maybe that's something that could be addressed in an update. Let's turn haptics off for a moment. Oh man, because that was at very low. What the hell would high be? They still feel very high. It feels the same. Yeah, it doesn't seem to matter what setting I have it at. It seems to be the same strength. I think the setting is broken, at least in the Farsight tables, because in the Zaccaria tables, it seems to work properly. All right, it's actually the next day now. I've taken the tripod down and everything. I think we'll do the rest of this just holding, well, my phone. I say camera, but really it's just my phone. And I did try one thing out really quick. I went ahead and in the USB up there, I plugged in this 8-bit controller, and you know what? It worked just fine. So if I wanted to play some of those arcade games or anything on there, all I really need to do is plug in this controller, or any other type of USB controller I guess would work. And you know what I noticed is it's like just far easier to navigate than using this. I mean, this is a little bit mushy. I mean, it's good for good enough for navigation, but this is just way snappier, I feel, for navigating. So I might just be using this for the rest of the video. I wonder if there's a way to do this wirelessly. I wonder if it does have to be like connected permanently. We'll see. It looks like it is working. Let's see. It's connecting. Oh, it just rumbled. So yeah, I don't need to even connect this via USB. It's just connecting. It did seem to take a while, but let's see. Device connected successfully. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, totally connected wirelessly now. All right, and since I'm being kind of weird and I'm trying out odd things on this thing, it did have an HDMI in, so you could actually use any of these screens as like a regular monitor in a pinch if you wanted to. So guess what I have hooked into there? The Retron 77 with Circus Atari. So all we gotta do is lean forward and hit that channel button. This menu comes up. You could actually go through the menus and select that as well. We've got different options for OTG and what other option? APL. I really don't know what the difference is. And we can select the main display or the second display, and we click OK. And bam, I've got Circus Atari running, and I could actually just play Circus Atari on this if I wanted to. Well, it just using it as a monitor, really. And yeah, we could even select the second monitor if we wanted to. Okay, there we go. And pom, here we got Circus Atari up there on the second monitor. It's kind of odd, though, that the other monitor is just always on, displaying Legends Pinball whenever you do that. So that's kind of an oddity, though. But yeah, you could plug whatever. You could plug a DVD player or something like that. Whatever is HDMI. You watch a movie on this thing if you want to. It's kind of weird. All right, so another thing I wanted to test out here is this local bring your own game thing. And there was something I had to download and install on my PC. And as you can see here, I've got this synced up to my laptop over here. Now, I originally did it on my main computer, but my main computer, it did not agree with the program at all. I had all sorts of problems installing it. And even after I installed it, I had issues with my computer. Like, even when I stopped using it, my mouse cursor just kind of disappeared from my computer altogether until I uninstalled the program completely. So I figured, let's bring out this laptop here. I've got it connected via Ethernet because I'm having a separate issue with the Wi-Fi. It can see everybody's Wi-Fi in the neighborhood except my own, so that's a separate program. But it's this Legends Link program here. I've got that running, and when I click on this, I should be able to sync up with, oh, look at it, even turned my laptop sideways over there. So yeah, look at that. We've got, and that's just a Binding of Isaac wallpaper that I have. And there you go. So basically, theoretically, now, well, you know what, let me bring that a little bit closer. So I still have a bit of a technical issue here because maybe I'm supposed to wait until I boot up something in here because I can't, like, I can move the mouse here, but I can't see the mouse cursor on the screen here, and it's certainly not moving on here. So let me experiment a little bit. I think I've got to boot something up first and then connect through here. Let's try that. I've got Launchbox running now. It just had a weird issue, I guess. Let us boot it up here. And let's see what happens. Oh, so it's working, apparently. So that's kind of loud. Let's lower the volume a bit. So, like, literally, like anything I have here should work now. Let's see here. Because even the controller is working wirelessly, no doubt. It's just up a little high. Maybe that's the only issue. But maybe it's not an issue. Who knows? What's a good thing to try? Let's try PlayStation. What's a good game to try on PlayStation? Again, we got some glare. It's less noticeable when something's on the screen. Oh, here's a classic, Ridge Racer. Let's see if that will work. It's actually showing up on the laptop at the same time. Play. And I'm actually playing one-handed because I am holding the camera at the same time. So look at this. It is taking up the full screen. Oh, it's in the middle. This is running not Launchbox. Retro... No. What the hell? Why can't I think of the emulator? RetroArch. So yeah.
Rage Racer.
Oh, Rage Racer. I thought I booted up Ridge Racer. Oh, actually, the D-pad is not working on this, but you wouldn't want to use that anyway.
Go. The race is on.
I don't know if analog supported this game, but it works completely. But let's try something a little bit simpler. We'll do Neo Geo. There you go. Let's do one of the greats, King of the Fighters 98. But yeah, it is taking up the full screen here. If you indeed wanted to do something like this, I could. Just as long as it's coming from the PC. Let's try something a little bit different. So yeah, I'm actually booting up Steam here, and I noticed that the cursor has actually vanished off of this computer as well. So I'll try to make do as I can to get something loaded here. All right, it took me forever to get this launched without the ability to use to see the mouse cursor. But hopefully it will boot up here shortly. All right, full screen. I am having a little bit of stutter here because this is on Wi-Fi. So I don't know if 100% this will work right, but we got this working. So let's go back to, actually, single player. Oh, that's not working. Which button do I want to hit?
My collection.
Oh, figures that button will go. Okay, so let's just pick Funhouse here.
Single player and hot seat.
We'll do classic single player. Arcade setup. And it's working. Just no back glass. I wouldn't expect that because I don't have the cabinet mode yet. I have requested the code. We'll see if I actually get one. But okay, how do I change? Does the plunger work? Plunger does not work. The flippers do work. So I could, in fact, play Pinball FX3 on there. That's all that really... Okay, both buttons. So nudging may be an issue. Okay, that... I was wondering about camera change, because this is a little bit awkward, but actually this might be the best way to do this. But it is entirely possible, you know, not the best, but I could in fact play Pinball FX3 on here. I might have to revisit this, and I think I just got disconnected again. So I may have to, you may need to do a hard line, I guess. I don't know if there's a way to actually, you know, plug the machine just directly into there. There's probably a way to do that. But yeah, I've been getting disconnected. But then again, I am walking all over the Ethernet cord too. But yeah, that is definitely workable. I don't know how often I'm going to be wanting to do that, but it's doable. And there you go. That's pretty much all the footage I filmed. I don't know if I missed anything. There was a couple things I really didn't understand. I think like the OTG setting for the HDMI back there is really for the other AtGames products, so it can kind of interact with that. But I don't think I'm going to get any other AtGames products. Not simply, not the like the plug and play stuff. I am at this point. I am impressed for the price. And really, I think the only thing that would be better is to get like a full size virtual pin cab, but those are more custom. Those definitely cost more than $1,000. Double the price of this, I think, easily. I think there's like a control panel I can get to put on there, and since, you know, I could kind of link this up with Steam and stuff, that might be an option as well if I wanted to play arcade games on this. But for like the pinball, like what I got it for, I don't know if I actually want to do that. I mean, I could just play pinball games on my TV very easily, like regular arcade games, Steam and whatnot. So I don't really know if that's necessary for this thing. I just thought it was pretty interesting, the amount of things that this could do outside of just play the pinball, the whole bring your own game thing. It's interesting they brought that onto this device, because that would be more something that would be more of interest in the regular arcade unit. But yeah, just the idea that you could kind of plug like any like just use these as regular monitors, like play any video game system you want on these things. That's kind of interesting. I do maybe want to try and make that Legends Pinball marquee dimmer or off entirely, because that does distract from the play field at times when it is kind of a black level. When there's actually something on it and you're playing it, it's less noticeable. The back screen there, the 15-inch monitor, I thought might be too small, but it's actually not. And I think that would be a little bit more difficult to replace than just, swapping it out, because it does seem to be sandwiched in between a bunch of stuff. And plus you'd have to make this, the viewable area screen bigger too. I don't know if I want to go through all that hassle or trouble or whatnot. The buttons that were in the back I thought would be too hard to reach, but they're not really that big of a problem to go back and get to. The only problem I had with that is that I kind of bump up against these buttons and hit buttons when I didn't intend to. And speaking of buttons, just the fact that, what these buttons do can change depending on what screen you're on. Because sometimes, one button does one thing and another time, like when you're in the game, this sometimes proceeds. Why would this proceed when it's got the backwards icon on it? Sometimes it goes back, sometimes it goes forward. It's a little confusing, but at times. But it's something I think you could get used to over time. So just let me know if you have any other questions about this. I can try and answer them in your comments. And sometimes I don't answer the comments right away, and that's my fault. Sometimes it can take me up to a week. But if you do think of something that I maybe have missed severely, maybe I could return and kind of go back and do that again. But yeah, I think I've kind of covered everything I can possibly cover at this point in time, which has been having this for about a day with a limited filming schedule on or off, where it's like, oh, I'm filming. Okay, now I got to stop for this and go do something else and then come back to it. So hopefully I haven't edited any footage yet, and hopefully what you've seen is watchable, for lack of better terminology. But yeah, let's all leave it at that. And thanks for watching. See you all next time.